welcome. We are back yet again with very interesting conversation on Economic Times Think Diplomacy series, presented by BLS International, with Ambassador Aliki at her residence today.
And I'll be speaking to her and talking to her about a range of issues, Nidhi.
So what are some of the key highlights, that you're going to be touching upon during this interview?
The two countries have committed to expand relations, economic relations, significantly by 2030. So that's the big picture. If you look at what are the pillars of that, for one example, air connectivity between the two countries is going to begin next year, and that's going to be significant for business relations as well as the people-to-people connect. So that becomes very important, plus a whole range of other economic issues, and I'm sure there'll be some questions around culture and the way the two countries want to exchange that.
And something very important, I think, that you missed highlighting, the energy transition that's actually been taking place between the two countries. What's your sense?
Absolutely, Nidhi, you've hit the nail on the head. India is going through an energy transition, and so is Greece. And the two countries have ample opportunities to talk about that and see the way in which they can collaborate and learn from each other. Plenty to talk about, as I mentioned.
Well, I'm really excited, to actually hear what the ambassador has to say about all of this. So let's get moving.
Absolutely. Let's go.
We're here at the residence of the Greek ambassador to India. And we're going to be talking about trade, about tourism, about a whole lot more that's happening between the two countries. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for taking out the time for us.
Thank you for having me.
So I'd like to talk first about Greece has elevated the relationship with India to a strategic partnership. How does that open new doors? How does that create opportunities between the two countries?
I have to tell you that I have been very lucky because I landed in India just at the right moment between the two historical visits, the visit of Prime Minister Modi to Greece in 2023 and the one of our Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis to India in 2024. So I witnessed that upgrade of relationship. Since then, India and Greece have been well connected for thousands of years. We were a natural alliance, but since that time, there has been a new vibe, a new energy, as you probably, were mentioning. And I witnessed all that. Since then, we had multiple delegations, high-level delegations. We had the Foreign Minister this year, the Minister of Shipping last year, delegations from the Ministry of Defense, business, academic delegations. So it has been booming. And I have to mention here that this year we are celebrating 75 years from the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries.
So since you mentioned the word new energy, and that's been the word, how is that shaping relationship between the two countries? What's that new energy all about?
It's about exchange, connection, connectivity, new sectors of cooperation, culture, people to people, academics. It's very exciting, really.
And the Prime Minister, the Greek Prime Minister, was in India and addressed the Raisina dialogues a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. How did that set the course for this new energy to really take off?
He underlined the areas that there are in order to develop further the cooperation between the two countries. Specifically one in which our Prime Minister mentioned in an analytical way, it's very, very interesting, it's AI. So I have to say that Greece has been very interested in developing AI capabilities. We have been selected as one of the 7 AI factories. There is this Pharos AI factory in Greece that is developing now in order to offer services in different sectors like health, culture, language, and many other.
What are the areas that you're looking at? And since you mentioned AI, what are these other areas where trade could be expanded between the two countries?
First of all, I'm very happy to talk about that. There will be direct flights from next year in the first trimester. We have two companies, Indigo and Aegean Airlines, that will start direct flights from India to Greece and vice versa. So we consider that these flights will encourage, connectivity, contacts between businesses, and so on and so forth. The other thing is that when the two prime ministers met, they advised on creating common chambers of commerce, Greek and Indian. So many chambers of commerce of both sides had heard the cue and are striving to connect, and we already have 2 or 3 that are connecting. They have signed MOUs, and this is very helpful for business. And of course, we should not forget that right now we are in the final stretch of negotiation concerning the EU-India Free Trade Agreement. We really think that once the free trade agreement has concluded, it will really facilitate trade and investment for both sides, and it will be highly beneficial.
Mm-hmm. So since you mentioned about the two prime ministers suggesting to the business chambers that they should have a common chamber, how could that elevate the way businesses connect with each other, and what opportunities of partnerships does that open up?
I think that, of course, this business-to-business connection and facilitation is precious, and we have already seen that after the elevation of our relationship to a strategic one. That has been, businesses have been encouraged really to connect with each other. There have been delegations. They have participated in exhibitions on both sides. Mm-hmm. They have signed, as I mentioned, MOUs. I'm sure personal contact facilitates business, so that's the way that it has been, and it can be encouraged and elevated.
Mm-hmm. Since we spoke about this contact between businesses, I just made some notes about some of the sectors where the two countries are looking to cooperate and work together. Space science, nanotechnology, biotechnology as areas of cooperation. And when the Prime Minister of Greece came to India, he came with a large delegation of CEOs. How does that open new doors?
Of course, as I mentioned, people-to-people contact. I think you feel different when you've met the person. Mm-hmm. That helps to have confidence, trust between companies, and encourages two-way exchange of companies. So we have seen, indeed, the delegation that followed the Prime Minister, the accompanied the Prime Minister last year, was large for Greece, and they have met a lot of people. They have started having contacts with a lot of people, and we have witnessed a mobility of business people both ways, which is unprecedented. Mm-hmm. So from our side, we're very happy, and we're looking forward to enhance that even more in the years to come. Mm-hmm. Mm.
One of the areas where the two countries are also cooperating and talking of is renewable energy. How could that be an opportunity, learning from India and also learning from Greece, learning from each other?
We have been keen in developing our assets because we are really nicely placed geographically, and from a climate point of view. Greece really wishes to become a hub for electricity coming from green energy. A hub in order to transfer energy to our neighboring countries, the Balkans, Northern Africa, with the Middle East, Europe. This has been achieved in a large degree, and also we are in a good track to attain our aim, which is right now 80% of energy coming from renewables. Another sector where we are going forward and there is heavy development is hydrogen energy. So this is a new and exciting area, and we are cooperating with other European countries, and I think this is a sector in which India has a great interest also, and that would be quite interesting to see what kind of exchange, cooperation we can develop concerning clean hydrogen energy. And the other thing I have to mention, because we chatted about that, is wind energy. We are heavily investing in green energy. I want to mention that example of one Greek island, Tilos, that the electricity supply comes exclusively from renewables, and it's a nice example that we can all look at, really. Our islands are ideal for wind energy and for capturing green energy, wind energy and solar energy also. So there's a lot of potential in this area.
While we've spoken about the trade part of it, how could people movement, how could people's participation, the professionals' participation, change the game for the cooperation between the two countries?
We have been negotiating a migration and mobility agreement with India. We certainly believe that orderly and legal migration and mobility can be beneficial for both sides. And as far as Greece goes, it can cater to the needs for workforce that probably is lacking there. So apart from the agreement that I sincerely believe that will facilitate the movement of people, facilitate the procedures and all that, we have been really putting a lot of energy into facilitating people that would like to go and work in Greece. I can tell you that between 2023 and 2024, we had a raise of more than 200% on the applications of people that want to go and work in Greece. That's quite important, and it's quite important for my country also.
When the Prime Minister of Greece was here, he exhorted the Indian business community to invest in supply chain and logistics in Greece and some other sectors. Would you like to talk a little bit about the progress that's been made there?
We have had important Indian companies that have invested in Greece in the sectors of airports, pharmaceuticals, IT, food and beverage. We have had GMR that is building and will be managing the airport of Crete in the south of Greece, which is an important project. Intas Pharmaceuticals, Infosys, and another quite interesting one is an Indian business people, Sweets, that have been investing in food and beverage in Greece. They have acquired 9 Greek food and beverage companies.
How does that natural partnership build and help establish trust so that businesses and trust can happen?
We have been trying to figure out ways for a long time to establish a direct flight, and I'm so happy that I'm here when these direct flights, because there will be multiple, will start. But since you mentioned connectivity, I'd like to elaborate, say a few words about connectivity between India and Greece in general, because there have been ideas and projects, and especially a very forward-looking project, IMEC project, that I think it's really built for the 21st century. Hopefully this project will advance, and I think that Greece has a position in this project because its geographical location and its potential concerning ports and infrastructure is quite interesting. It can easily become a gateway for Indian products, energy or data even, from India to the EU.
Now let's come to the culture and tourism part that you referred to. Both ancient cultures, how does that natural fit happen and be taken ahead by the two countries?
The two countries have been connected for a long time and they have many things in common, mainly values and cultural traits, many centuries of interaction, but what we want to showcase now, and especially celebrating the 75 years of diplomatic relations, is also contemporary Greek culture. I think that is important so that Indian people get to know a little bit about Greece nowadays. I think that cultural interaction is very important to getting to know the other civilization, another country, a different country, and for better understanding. I personally like very much having interactions in universities, in schools, in order to talk about Greece.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for taking out the time to speak to us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.